Well, would you look at the time? It's time for Around the Movie Block with The Rock. That's Rocco Pazzafume, our movie expert, and he has a review of the new film, Shazam. I'll pitch in later on. So, Rocco, take it away. What's your take on Shazam?
Thank you very much. Well, Shazam is the latest movie in the DC Extended Universe. It is directed by David F. Sandberg, and it stars Zachary Levi. Billy Batson is a 14-year-old foster kid who is summoned by a superhero named Shazam, who becomes his new champion. So now he embodies the superhero. The interesting thing about Shazam right off the bat is I've seen, as the DC Extended Universe has been making movies, I like the new direction it's going in. I like the fact that now I think they're finally starting to get what made Marvel work so well, and I think it's the fact that people really feel like the sense of enthusiasm, the sense of personal connection to the characters, and I think that was been very important in the development of of the DC Extended Universe. Like, I think it started with Wonder Woman, and then it really continued with Aquaman, although I didn't think it was quite as good as Wonder Woman. But I think Shazam is another solid film in the streak of DC Extended Universe movies. What I like about Shazam is that for the first time you have the character, probably since Spider-Man in the Marvel Universe, be focused on a young person. And I think that really helps one, particularly the hardcore comic book fan, really kind of enthused with this type of movie. And I think a big part of why I think it's so good is Zachary Levi. I think you really you get this feeling of I think it honestly reminds me a lot of Big, the Tom Hanks movie. I think that particularly really gives this movie its weight, even though a lot of this is sort of like stuff we've already seen with other superhero movies. The plot is pretty much like your standard plot, but it is a solid plot because of this new element of the fact that it is a young person embodying the superhero. So I think that with that, it gives it a kind of enough of a freshness that it makes one enjoy this as a really good piece of entertainment. And I think that, like I said, DC I think has been hitting a stride now with their movies. I think they're in a much better place than they had been with Batman versus Superman and Justice League and Suicide Squad. So I feel like now I think they really get the essence of what makes a good, entertaining, superhero movie and why people love them so much. So I think overall, I think that this is definitely a good, solid superhero movie entry, and I think that what would you like to add to that?
Well, before I give my review, I want to give some background on myself. You see the glasses, you see the Star Wars shirt, you probably think I have an inhaler in my pocket somewhere. I'm a nerd.
Right.
I grew up with DC as well as Marvel.
Yeah.
I love the superheroes.
Yes.
So back when the DCEU started, the DC Extended Universe started cinematically, we already had the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I was excited to see some of my favorite heroes get the representation that they deserve. Man of Steel, when I first saw it, was good. I enjoyed it. I never saw it again, but I enjoyed it. Batman vs. Superman, 3 years later, depressed me. I walked out of the theater just sad. Really disappointed. I saw Suicide Squad on my birthday, and that slapped me in the face. That kind of hurt, especially since it was my birthday. Yeah, I think I turned maybe 18 years old. I became a man with Suicide Squad. Wow. Anyway, right after that, we had, I believe, Wonder Woman, right?
That was
which actually was a pretty solid movie. It had some
right.
not so good things, but for the most part, it was pretty good. But then Justice League was the next movie, and I probably would have seen it, but Superman was there, and apparently had a mustache, and they had to CGI it out so it wasn't there, and it just looked like a mess. I'm just like, I'm kind of done with these movies.
Right.
Aquaman came out. As much as I was curious to see it, I still didn't see it. So at this point, it seems like I'm done with the DC movies.
Right.
And then, like a bolt of lightning, as fast as you could say, Shazam!
Yeah.
Shazam caught me off guard. I saw the trailer to this movie, and it looked like it was having fun. It looked like they cared about a character.
Yes.
And did they deliver? That's what you probably want to know. Yes, They definitely
Absolutely.
did. Oh, yes. It's not the most perfect movie. There are some flaws to it. The villain is good. I believe the actor Mark Strong
Right,
definitely he delivers something extra, but the way he's
I feel like
written,
the character was like very kind of like a standard villain character.
exactly what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
You're just kind of weak.
Right.
But what we come to see is our hero. Is he
Right.
good? Is he relatable?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So first of all, Zachary Levi kills it as playing Billy Batson, the superheroic version of this kid. You really believe that he's not only channeling a kid, but this actor,
Right.
this younger actor, which worried me coming off the bat. I'm curious. Is he going to resemble this kid, or are we going to think it's sort of like a Hulk transformation, where he transformed into something entirely different?
Right.
But no, you got this guy who can act like this younger kid. And a lot of the heart comes from the kid, Billy Batson's relationship with the people at his foster home.
Yes.
Definitely his best friend.
Right.
He really carries the weight of this film. He's
Yes.
very charismatic, very funny, and it could be an annoying role, but he pulled it off.
Yes.
And the kid actors, usually the thing I fear more than the plague in a movie, kid actors, I think they were all good.
Yes,
they
I
all did
agree.
a very good job, which is
Yes.
that's insane. First of all, you got a DC movie that's good. Second of all, you got kid actors that are good,
Right,
which is
yes.
just insane. The movie is very funny.
Yes.
It's very charming.
Right.
And you know what? It had a lot of heart and made me feel pretty good at the
Yes.
end, which is all I could really want out of these movies.
Right. So I feel like I totally agree with you. I think what made this a great, solid superhero movie, even though, like I said, like we've seen a young boy take on a superhero role with Spider-Man, basically, but most people don't know that Shazam actually came before Spider-Man. So in a sense, it has a bit of a uniqueness in that factor. But I think what makes Shazam set itself apart from, say, Spider-Man is the fact that there's a buoyancy, there's a fun to it. Spider-Man was more about like a power game, about trying to overcome his obstacles in a sense of wanting kind of take revenge against the world, so to speak. But you don't get that with Shazam. Shazam, it's a more buoyant thing. It's a more you get a real joy out of Billy Batson becoming Shazam. I think that's what really makes this kind of set itself apart. And I think I think like Shazam was definitely one that was like a long time coming. Even before the DC Extended Universe, they had wanted to make a Shazam movie, and I think that you really get a sense that there was a lot of thought put into it, and you really feel like this was just a great, solid superhero movie. Yes, a lot of it was, like some of it, the actual superhero elements were a little formulaic, but I think like you have the real kind of, the elements of it that are, kind of not so out there in front of you to most people, like the real meat on the bones. I think that will make this movie good and make it worthwhile for people. So overall, I give Shazam 3 out of 5 stars. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Rocco. That was Around the Movie Block with
With
The
The
Rock, and that was the Shazam review.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay, great.